This is Tell Me You Love Me number 2. The reason I call it that is because I used to walk into a classroom and maybe deliver some bad news or changes in the schedule, and I would say, "Okay, tell me you love me. Here's the good news." So, today I want to talk about our milestones because it's getting ready to be May, and that's the month that we distribute the evaluations, the kids' evaluations, and our milestones. So, for those of you who haven't seen the milestones or seen the evaluations, it's the milestones are based on the child's age. So we have a milestone sheet for the infant rooms, for the elephant room, for the giraffe room, and then one milestone page for caterpillars, hippos, and monkeys. And it's just going to list some certain milestones for each age group. And what your job as a teacher is to observe the child to see if they have achieved that milestone. If they have, then you either highlight it or circle it on that paper. And then if you haven't observed them doing that, then you leave it blank. You don't highlight it, you don't circle it, you don't make any notes, you just leave it blank. Then when you're done, you put the child's name on it, make a copy of it, give it to the director, and then send the original home with the parent. For as far as the evaluation, that is for the lead teacher to do, especially with our caterpillars, hippos, and monkeys, twice a year, usually in December and then in May. And it's just asking questions like, do you know your colors? Do you know your shapes? Can you recognize this letter of the alphabet? How far can you count? It's kind of like a test, but we don't want to call it that. It's just an evaluation to see what they've learned. And those can kind of take a little bit of time. So you want to plan now for having all of those complete by the time before Memorial Day. So those need to go home to the parents and make a copy for your director to put in the child's file. We are not going to have like a parent-teacher conference time or anything like that. This is in lieu of that. So these are really important. There's a section on the evaluation for teacher to fill out some notes and to just write. For example, let's take Cooper at Sunset Hills. Cooper is a really smart boy. He really enjoys center time. He still needs to work on keeping his hands to himself and his scissor cutting skills, things like that. So use that sandwich method. Start talking about something that he does well, then touch on some things that he can work on, and then end with a positive. It is a really important tool. It does not need to be glossed over. You need to keep the milestones within arm's length so that if you notice a child doing something, you can jot it down or highlight it or make a note of it so you can go back and do it. It makes it hard for you if you're sitting there with 10 or 12 blank milestone pages and try to get them all filled out in one day. So the month of May is the target for sending home milestones for every age group, especially before they transition to another classroom. That's another time that is important for our younger kids to have their milestone sheets completed before they move on to the next classroom. It's kind of like a living document. It moves with them. And so we can make copies and give you extra copies to keep on hand. And then I look forward to seeing those in my office and in the office at Earth City before Memorial Day. Thank you very much. Bye.